Hello there, welcome to another week of Real Sport Talk Weekly. It's been a pretty quiet week in sport, so there's not a lot to talk about except the fact that these cheating fuckwits have ruined Christmas, Easter, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa for the next decade, who play cricket for Australia by being cheating fuckwits. I really don't know. There's no. I don't know. I'm devastated. I'm devastated by it. I've just heard that the bans have come through. Steve Smith, the 12-month ban, Warner with 12 months, Bancroft with 9 months. But I'm just going to show you some conversations I had earlier with my cricket teammate Vinny Cleary. Here's what we had to say.
How stupid it's been.
I was just saying earlier in the introduction that has been a very slow week for sports news.
Oh yeah. I can't. There has to be more going on out there besides the ball tampering. Surely.
Well, Manly were caught cheating as well. That's good.
Yeah, salary cap 5 years. I read that somewhere.
And it's a cap reduction each year as their punishment.
Mate, I wonder what's going to happen to the sombrero at the Roosters. Jesus Christ.
Nothing.
Nothing. Someone will get a new house at Vaucluse or Double Bay or something like that. Yeah. Surely.
The Roosters run the NRL. Everybody knows this.
100%.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into this disgusting. It's heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking to talk about. But what's your take? What's your take on this horse shit that went down in South Africa?
I think horse shit is putting it lightly, to be honest. My take is, as a cricket lover, a cricket player, I play average weekend park cricket. The best thing we've got is a little bit of extra sunscreen on the cricket shirt, just to give the ball that little bit of extra shine, just so we can attempt to kind of swing it, I guess. Not that any of us could work that part out, but it sounds good in theory, right?
In theory.
Yeah, so my take is, how could you be so silly as to try and get a bit of tape, let's call it tape, right, because that's what they're saying, and I don't think anyone's fished anything out of Bancroft's jocks and I don't think anyone's game to do that. So how could you be so silly to get a piece of tape, rub it on the pitch, and then try and scuff up the ball when there's about 300,000 cameras tracking your every move?
You're in South Africa. They want you to fail.
100%. They're looking at everything that they can. They've got Quinton de Kock baiting David Warner, on and off the field.
Successfully.
Rabada's shoulder charging like Sonny Bill Williams. He's probably picked up a few pointers from that. And then now, they're just trying to egg us on because they know that we'll bite back. It's just, they don't do it to any other team. They don't go and start sledging Coley and his mates or Joe Root. And those guys are easy targets. Mate, they got rolled for 58 by New Zealand. That's embarrassing on its own.
Yeah.
And that's just slid under the radar. No one's talking about it, all because Bancroft and Smith and Warner got it in their heads that it'd be smart to get a piece of tape. Now, look, I don't think a piece of tape is what they use, but that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, of course.
I wasn't there. But it's just rubbish, mate. And it does bring the whole game into disrepute. 100%. It's disgusting.
100%. So, no one's got the answer to this except there's 3 people that have the answer. But why? Why would you do it? What was at stake that this is what it had to come to?
I think it's the win at all cost culture that has been instilled in the team, and I think that you can't really draw down and see where that started because you look back through the lineage of Australian captains, there has been a win at all cost to a certain degree, attitude and culture, but this has taken it way too far.
What's cheating?
This is ridiculous. So I don't know why. Only time will eventually tell. Someone will release a book or write their memoirs. You know, I've seen Steve Smith's memoirs put in the true crime section in Dimmick's bookshops. So he's probably going to do a volume 2. You know, why'd I cheat? I don't know.
The thing is, it's going to be because we really wanted to win a third test in South Africa. That means really not anything at all.
I know, like they're getting paid what $2 million a year, plus I think Smith's getting $14,000 a test appearance.
Yeah.
And mate, if I was getting that kind of money, mate, I couldn't give a crap if I won or lose, draw, got hit in the head, hit in the nuts. Mate, that kind of money, mate, you can buy anything you want.
You just stand on the side and let someone hit you in the nuts.
Pretty much, mate, for that kind of money, sure. You know. Oh, mate, it's just I don't know why personally. I can't see it. I can't see the value in winning a series in South Africa. Okay, you know, yeah, sponsorship money and all that sort of stuff, but we've already got tons of that.
Yeah, and the thing, like, so Cricket Australia aren't crying poor. I don't really need the money, and then it's like, there's no shame in losing to South Africa in South Africa. They're not in fucking like the Netherlands and down 2-0 in a Test match series.
100% correct. You know, it's South Africa arguably have a team that's like for like in terms of ability.
I think
you know, you look at
yeah.
guys like Rabada and Philander and Morkel, Stain when he's playing, he's not held together by strapping tape.
Yeah, it is almost like for like.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, and then you look at our team and we've got Hazelwood, Stark, Paddy Cummins. You know, arguably 3 of the best pace bowlers.
Yeah.
In the country, in the world, right? You've got Chad Sayers waiting in the wings and a whole swag of other bowlers.
Yeah.
And they resort to rubbing some tape and sand on a ball.
Yeah.
If I was Steve Smith, I would have just said to the bowlers, just bowl fucking better.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's my plan.
Well, how about
better.
just stick at it, fellas, and we'll get the breakthrough. Like, for fuck's sake.
I know, like, what about a bit of, mental disintegration or whatever the terminology Steve Waugh coined, you know, like, just a bit more sledging. Be a bit smarter with your sledging, you know. Go play park cricket for a season and learn all the sledges there, because that's all we have. We bowl like 80 k's an hour, you know, on AstroTurf, you know. We can't swing the ball. We can't even spin the ball.
That's where Smith's going to be for the next 12 months, because, so... I mean, so the bans have been handed down. So, I don't think it's been 100% confirmed yet. But 12 months for Smith, 12 months for Warner, and 9 months for Bancroft. Do you think that is fair?
I think the scale of outcry and tarnishment that they've, if that's even a word, but just the anguish, the anguish that they've inflicted on the Australian public, our pride. You know, we always stood on the moral high horse, and especially when like Faf du Plessis, you know, used the mint in Mintgate, you know, a couple of years ago. You know, the likes of David Warner and a couple of other players were saying, well, you know, if that was our team, well, you know, they'd get banned or they'd get this or they get that. So I think the punishment does fit the crime in this aspect, and I think it's a deterrent. And it shows that, you know, we do pride the baggy green. You know, people are talking about how the captain of Australia is almost as popular, or, you know, let's say not popular, almost as influential as the Australian Prime Minister.
Yep.
You know, and that's a massive undertaking. And to just, you know, to get out there in the press conference, have that baggy green on their head and sort of say, yeah, you know what, we tried to manipulate the ball and tamper with the ball. I know no one's used the C word, but, you know, it's not a good look. And for them to cop the bans that they did, I think it's a deterrent for anyone to think about doing it in the future.
Do you think Warner ever plays for Australia again?
No way. That's my opinion. I think his international career is done.
Is he going to be 2020 journeyman?
I reckon he'll go down the road of some other ostracised and exiled players from other international teams. and he'll go around and just be gun for hire. And good luck to him. You know, I don't want to see his career end. I don't want to see any of their careers end at all. Like I think it's a mistake that they've made, and I think we can poke fun at it all we want, and memes can be generated and all that.
There's
sort
some
of
good
stuff.
ones.
Oh mate, it's the meme community is going overboard at the moment. I love it. It's filled my days with joy and laughter.
Yeah.
And
if you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, as a cricket nuffy and a tragic, it just when I read the reports, I part of me died inside a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think I want to see these guys progress and learn from their mistakes. I think everyone makes mistakes. We're human, right? So I think if we look at this from that aspect, as long as they learn from it and then move forward, and we can all move forward together.
Do you think Smith gets back in the side?
Yeah, I reckon Smith's probably gonna edge his way back in. You know, I think what they've got to do is I think they have to go back to grade cricket, then shield cricket, pave their way again. You know, earn their spot. You know, I don't think Smith will be captain.
No.
You know, I'd be surprised if Bancroft got another run in the next 3 to 5 years. I think the way he's been. I don't want to say manipulated, but the way he's gone about things, I just think it shows that he needs a little bit more maturity. And I think there are other players that are waiting in the wings that deserve their spot and deserve their go. And unfortunately for him, he squandered it. You know, if I was wearing a bag green and someone asked me to cheat, I'd tell him to go fuck off, to be honest.
That's right. And you'd go straight to the goddamn coach and say, this shit's going down.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, like, you're playing for your country. You know, it's kind of like being at work and you see someone doing the dodgy at work. You know, you got to say something. It's part of being a responsible, moral, and ethical person. You got to say something. And,
that's right. So, how long do you think it affects Australian cricket? What's the point? Do you feel like we just got over the underarm bowl, and then this happened?
I don't think we'll ever get over the underarm ball.
But just, it was legal. I know.
It's legal. And I think it's just unsportsmanlike. You know, in that instance, they needed 6 off the last ball. You know, just bowl fucking good. Like, sorry, but just bowl good, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's not hard. So I think it's going to take a long time for us to get past this as a sporting nation. And I think it's going to tarnish our reputation probably for a good 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
I think that's my honest opinion.
I think so. I'm with you on that. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be a short fix.
No.
They could blow that team up and just bring in a whole new lot, and they'd still have that shit hanging over them.
Yeah. And the thing is, every camera now is going to be watching every move. You know, not just on the field. It's going to be, what they're doing on a Friday night at the circuit, Have they drunken too many shots, have they passed out on the floor, Off season, on season, whoever goes into that team and into that setup as well, the coaching staff, all the back end, the administration staff and all that sort of stuff, they're going to have to be squeaky clean as well,
100%. Yeah.
It's tarnished everyone that is associated with professional cricket. At a state level, at a international level, even at an IPL and that franchise type of cricket, it's tarnished everyone, and the whole world is going to be captivated for the next 2 years and try and find the next big story because it's blown up, mate. The clickbait's off the charts.
Yeah. So, I mean, what positives do you think can be taken out of it? I like the fact that Renshaw's back, Joe Burns is back, and I'm a big Joe Burns fan.
I'm a big Matty Renshaw fan, so I'm stoked that he's getting another run.
Them two as openers, just let it happen. Yeah. Leave Kawajra at 3, and I would imagine. Maxwell's been called in as well.
Exactly right.
He's been laughing.
Mate, I reckon Matty Renshaw and Glenn Maxwell were sitting back while this was unfolding and was like, I'm so glad I'm
Happy
not
days.
part of their mate.
The
Seriously.
thing is, and also Renshaw's gone and knocked, 3 centuries in a row at Shield level. He's
Yeah,
not,
back to
he's
back,
not, he's
that's
not
right.
fucking about. And then you got Maxwell in there, who's awesome in the field, can bowl when you need to, and you would imagine Hanscom would end up back in the team.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to get his shit together, but I think on on the right day, the right conditions, that guy can score a double century.
Yeah, well, I think, we've gotten rid of one fidgeter out of the team. I think we're allowed to have one more fidgeter in. So, yeah, look, he's probably due back in. Maxi's been hitting the runs. Like, he scored that double ton.
Yeah,
two. He
scored 2 double tons.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So, he's in the form of his life, I reckon. I reckon he's matured as well as a player. And you got to look at, like, the culture thing, right? The culture of our setup has created this situation where they thought it was just okay to, tamper with the ball, getting an advantage, right? An unfair advantage. I'm not going to say the C word because I don't want to be implicated in anything, right? But
they're fucking cheats, Vinny. They're fucking cheats.
You said
they
it, mate.
They had a trip to Bunnings before. They fucking stocked up the fucking sandpaper aisle, and they went out and they cheated like fucking cheats.
And they got like the 60 grid as well, mate. Like the real rough shit, right?
Real rough. Yeah.
So I think back to my point, Maxi has. It seems like whenever he's in the team, the culture, like everyone's got a smile on their face. I've seen him play. When I watching as a spectator at the SCG, and you see in the warm ups, and he's running around and tapping everyone on the butt and revving people up, and everyone seems to be having a great time when he's around. I just think that's all we're missing. I think the fun aspect. You look at our T20 squad, and credit to Dave Warner. Like, he revved the guys up, and we won. We won 5-0. Like,
Ponting's also got that shit figured out.
Yeah, exactly right. I think you look at any sporting team, like when they're having fun, they're winning.
100%.
And everything's sticking. They're pulling off the 1%ers.
Yeah.
And all those 50-50 line ball calls are just going their way. And I think it's back to the culture. And I think that there's a massive problem regarding the culture of the setup. And I think, maybe there needs to be a clear out of some of the back end staff as well. I think they need a reset button. I think Ponting, you're right. Ponting, Justin Langer. Get Gillespie in there.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that they have, this moral standing. They hold the baggy green, on a pedestal.
Yeah.
They can pass that on to future generations. I think some of the young cricketers coming through, I think they just don't get what the baggy green stands for. And what we want out of our Australian cricket team, we hold them all as heroes, even if they're younger than us.
Yeah.
We all look at them and go, they're bouncing the palms, they've got them on the back foot, they're throwing stumps down from 80 metres away, they're taking diving catches on the boundary. This is stuff of folklore and legend, and I think that the likes of Bradman and a couple of other cricketers that have left this world, I think they'd be turning over in their grave, mate, if they found out what we're doing. So
yeah, it's not good.
It's not good. But I think the positives are there'll be a culture change. And there'll be a focus on it as well. I think that's probably the big thing. So, and Smith won't be picking his mates to play in the team. So,
no, most definitely not.
And sticking with the cheating vibe of things, we're going to move to the NRL, where Manly have been caught rotting the shit out of the salary cap and still managing to be totally shithouse. I think it has something to do with Trent Barrett, because he's got a face you really just want to punch the shit out of. And, just fuck that guy. I don't know. Apparently the board's a piece of shit, but they've been breaching. I do like the punishment that's been handed down to them, though, which is they are getting their cap reduced each year for a certain amount of years, which could make them even shitter for many, many years to come. And I know I'm not the only person here that hates Manly. Everybody loves to hate Manly, but it's great to see them get caught out being filthy cheats in their filthy maroon jerseys. On a great note, though, the Dragons keep getting better and better by flogging the Titans 54 points to 8. And they did this in some bumfuck town country, Toowoomba or something in Queensland, where there seemed to be more people wearing Dragons jerseys and Titans jerseys. This whole Gold Coast franchise thing is a piece of shit. And also, this whole trying to bloody revitalise the expansion of teams. They keep going to country towns. How many times are they going to go to Perth and play an NRL game when nobody gives a fuck about NRL? They had a rugby union team and no one gave a fuck about that enough to actually keep the team in the state. They don't care. The Western Reds will never be, or the Adelaide Rams will never be. The Queensland Crushers, that pretty much is the Titans, and they're being crushed by the Dragons. The Warriors are a weird thing this season. Are they the real deal? How can you be so horrible year after year after year and then win 3 in a row? Is it just because it's 3 in a row? I don't know. Their team on paper should be good. I like the coach as well. But let's be honest. It's entirely possible the Warriors make it to a grand final and lose, because that's what they do. Switching over to the A-League now, the Wanderers... Mighty Wanderers forgot how to win again. Got flogged by Victory 3-0 in a game that honestly I turned off before half time when I realised that no one was going to complete a pass or shoot at the goal or do anything good. We're not going to make the finals. Just making that call now. Still wearing my Wanderers jersey, but it's not good. I'm going to make a big call and say, Gombau out, Popper back in. I think Adelaide have shown that they are the dark horse of the finals by beating Newcastle Jets 5 goals to 2. Putting 5 past Newcastle, who have not been giving up goals easy this season at all, is a good effort. It was at home, and Newcastle have lost some of their best players to overseas duties and to other leagues, because the A-League doesn't spend any money on anything and they don't seem to care about growing the league or trying to be better than anyone else anymore. But Adelaide could do something in the finals. That's the point I'm trying to make. Speaking of this, the A-League not wanting to do anything, I think it's about time that they ditch this salary cap. Ditch the salary cap, ditch the final series, and let that Arab and Asian investment come in. Let's let them buy the clubs, buy the players, pay people wages that are going to be crazy. The NRL and the AFL were on the back foot a couple of years ago. They were freaking out about how well the A-League was doing in every city. And then all of a sudden, they can't get people through the gates. How about we got to pay some fucking people to come and play in this league that people want to see play? Whether that was Del Piero or Shinji Ono or Heskey, there were all of these names that came through at one time. There was some big push investment in it. Then everything got shifted to how the Socceroos are doing and qualifying for a World Cup, and the local league gets left behind. No more salary cap. If Melbourne City will probably win it for 10 years. Who cares? Someone's going to come in and invest big money and bring big, good players to this league, and it's going to be amazing. It's the biggest sport in the world, and it can be the biggest sport in this country. Just something needs to change. Need to switch shit up. Sticking to football, we're going to go international here, and the Socceroos had a 0-0 draw with Colombia this morning, pretty much using their starting 11 of what you would think would be at the World Cup. Maybe a few players here or there missing. But 0-0 draw against Colombia is not too bad. I think it was a lot more luck than skill. The amount of times they hit the woodwork just sort of showed that the quality of that team was still a lot higher. I still don't think the play was as good as under Ange. Look, we might have conceded 5 goals under Ange, but we probably would have scored 2. And I'll take 2 goals against Colombia over a 0-0 draw. At least it was better than making Norway look like they were Brazil, like we did the other night, in a 4-1 flogging that we copped from them. And it's like, well, it's cold out. I don't give a fuck if it's cold out. You're running around. For fuck's sake. Like, have some pride and bloody play the game. They had no idea what the fuck they were doing against Norway. And Norway are shit. We'll wrap this up quickly with some NBA news. Steph Curry has pretty much broken his ankle. Not really. He's just fucked his ankle up a little bit. but he will miss the start of the playoffs, apparently. He won't make it back until the second round of the playoffs. And the way the table is looking now in the Western Conference, the Spurs could have to face the Warriors, or even like the Pelicans could face the Warriors going into the first round of the playoffs. So with the Warriors, actually OKC could actually face them in the first round. Imagine that. Westbrook and Durant going at it in the first round, and I honestly think on their day OKC can beat anyone with the team they got. Got my mate Paul George, used to be at the Pacers. It's alright, he can go do what he wants now, but it's going to be very interesting with Curry out. Markel Fultz, the Phantom of Philadelphia, came back. No word about it, just got named on the team sheet. Here he is. And they played the Nuggets. They beat the Nuggets, and he actually played pretty good. The Nuggets looked terrible, and I think he's probably not going to look this good against better teams. But he got 10 points, got some assists, got some minutes under his belt for the number 1 draft pick in a team that's looking like it's going to do something really cool, if not this year, over the next few years. It was good to see that guy back and actually playing, and he didn't throw underarm at all for any of his shots. So maybe he learned how to shoot again. So the Spurs keep slipping, winning. Like I said before, it's entirely possible that they end up with Golden State in the first round of the playoffs instead of the playoff final, like normally happens. I just don't see them doing anything this year. I've got mates of mine that are big Spurs fans, but sorry, I think they're done. Alright guys, thank you for watching Real Sport Talk Weekly. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, and we will be back with our live commentary very soon of all major sporting events. Really getting keen for this World Cup that's coming up. We're going to be sport talking the shit out of that thing. Yeah, so follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of that. We always have like content going up. And again, like the video, share the video, tell your mates about it, and subscribe. See you later.